Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Tuesday, April 5th, and winter continues to roll here. We have another system moving into the area for tonight and tomorrow, maybe another one for Friday night and Saturday. And if we look at the long range with colder than normal temperatures over the next 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 days, along with above normal precipitation, indicates we may not be done with the snow even after these next potential couple of systems we have. You can see currently and across the MAC area, temperatures in the upper teens to low 20s. Very cold start to the day. We have high pressure overhead. That's getting clear skies, calm winds, and we have a little bit of snow on the ground across much of mid-Michigan, allowing for our temperatures to tumble quite a bit. You can see the winter weather advisories in effect. Looks like about 1 to maybe 4 inches across the southern part of the advisory area. Heavier snows up towards Alma, Mount Pleasant area, maybe Newaygo. Could see around 4 inches of snow. And again, maybe 6 to 8 inches once you get up towards Harrison, Big Rapids. Again, there is the potential for even quite a bit more snow than what's being forecasted if the low-level cold air can hold on. And if we look at the Great Lakes, you can see some of that cold air. 10 below zero right now at Grayling, 6 at Cadillac, 6 over in Bad X. Again, you can see these locations that are not showing any of these arrows indicate calm conditions. The longer the arrow, the stronger the winds. And again, so with the area under high pressure, and that's going to set off to the north and northeast, and that's going to pump northeast winds once the storm begins to advance. And that low-level cold air could keep the snow and freezing precipitation around longer than some of the models are indicating, and so we'll have to watch that. If we look at our normal highs for today, it's 49. The normal low is 29. We begin to really increase these here starting tomorrow. If we look at the snowfall so far for Breckenridge, you can see it's a tale of two winters. All along, we had forecasted that this would be a back-end loaded winter with the harshest conditions coming in February, March, and April. Although temperatures were surprisingly not as cold as what we thought, but certainly the snowfall made up for it. Of course, much of this in February coming at the last week and March coming in the first week. We had a tremendous amount of snowfall here in the months of February, March, and April, over 30 inches of snow. So that's pretty significant. We are now at 110% of the normal annual snowfall. So we outdid that, and that was one of the forecasts. We figured we'd be around or just above normal. Certainly that's been the case. The temperatures were actually even warmer than we thought, but that doesn't mean you can't get a lot of snowfall. The good thing about the snow, as you get into March and April, it tends not to hang around very long. If we take a look at the next webcam view, this is from the sunrise side at Oscoda this morning. Hard to see, but a little bit of snow on the ground up there. Areas up towards Rogers City, one of the farmers that brought some corn in yesterday indicated they picked up about 18 inches of snow in his area from that storm about a week or 10 days ago. But it all melted, but then they turned around over the weekend and picked up about a foot of snow. So again, this time of year, it tends to come and go pretty quick. If we look at the next webcam, this is from Middleton. You can see what looks like it's going to be a nice sunrise out this morning. You can see the snow on the ground. Much of mid-Michigan has about a ½ inch to an inch, inch and a half, 2 inches of snow on the ground. Milder temperatures today out ahead of that system should melt all this snow, but will certainly add to it tonight. If we look at the radar, we're high and dry right now. Nothing out there. That'll change, but not until tonight. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see high pressure system right over the Great Lakes. And again, that's what's brought the clear skies, calm conditions, and very chilly temperatures. That'll move off to the east, and that'll bring a return flow of moisture and warmth out ahead of it. We got a cold system that's going to be dropping out of Canada to team up with this system coming in from the west. And again, we're going to get some pretty good overrunning snows and then maybe sleet and rain across southern parts of the state that'll try to spread to the north while the cold air tries to hold on to the frozen precipitation. And the battleground is going to be right over in mid-Michigan. So again, a little shift north or south could be a significant amount of snow, more or less, again, depending on the track of that system. So we'll watch that very closely. If you take a look at the forecast map by 1 a.m. tomorrow morning, you can see the low pressure system getting closer. By then, snow will have broke out across much of the lower peninsula. Again, at times it could fall pretty heavy. But again, we expect that eventually to change to freezing rain or mainly sleet, then rain across the southern part of the state. So that by 7 a.m. we expect, while the forecast map is calling for a lot of sleet and snow across central and east central lower Michigan. But again, I think at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, I think we're going to still be predominantly snow across mid-Michigan, but maybe not. We'll just have to wait and see. And as far as the liquid equivalent over the next 7 days, you can see a very significant stripe of heavy precipitation across the Great Lakes, with the bullseye being from around Grand Rapids to Bay City, where 1.5 inches or more. And again, the concern is if we hang on to that colder air, we could see a significant more snow than what's currently forecasted. Some of this does include the system for Friday and Saturday as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. If we look at the computer models on some of the snowfall being pumped out, you can see the GFS again has the heavier snow from around Grand Rapids or towards the southern part of Gratiot County, or towards Henderson, or towards Sandusky, Marlette area. And again, from there north, it really is going to be it's going to really depend on the temperature profiles. Again, if this falls with a lot of sleet, these numbers, 8 inches, 10 inches across Alma, Saginaw, maybe more like 3 or 4 with some sleet. But again, the potential is there for significant snowfall. If we take a look at the Canadian model, it's a little bit farther north with the very heaviest snows, very impressive amounts. And then even a couple of inches, up to 3 or 4 inches, could fall all the way down to Lansing and or towards the Thumb. Again, Alma or towards Saginaw continues on all the big models to be around 1/2 foot of snow or so. If we look at the NAM model, this is the more unreliable one, but you have to look at these and consider that the models could be a little farther north, or that the storm track could be a little farther north, would indicate very little in the way of snowfall for most of the MAC area, with perhaps Middleton, Breckenridge, or towards Newaygo picking up a couple of inches. Those areas seem, I think, pretty likely to pick up at least a couple of inches of snow. If we look at the WPC, kind of a blend of some of the models, and they put out their forecast. And again, it shows mainly the areas of Newaygo down towards Middleton, Henderson, Flint, over towards Port Huron from there north. At least a couple of inches of snow, and you get up towards Alma, Saginaw, Mount Pleasant area, 4 inches of snow is very possible. So again, for any time you get a couple of inches of snow as you get into the month of April, that's pretty impressive. And this will be the third system to bring accumulating snows to the area. As far as the next 6 to 10 days, you can see the coldest air centered across the Great Lakes. Combine that with above normal precipitation, we may not be done with snow even after this weekend, as the 8 to 14 day also continues to be a little bit wetter than normal and certainly colder than normal. Then I think we'll begin to turn things around once we get towards the 15th of the month, maybe the 20th now, but certainly as we get towards mid-month, I think things are going to look up quite a bit, hopefully. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day, and 73s to all.